What happens when two strangers are bound by an arranged marriage filled with mystery and undeniable attraction? Join Isabella and Raphael's journey, a billionaire with secrets and a love that defies all odds. Subscribe now to stay tuned for this unforgettable story. Isabella adjusted the delicate lace of her wedding dress nervously as she stood before the grand mirror. The soft lighting reflected her anxious eyes and the faint tremble of her lips. She had always dreamed of a love story written by her own hand, a story filled with laughter, late-night talks, and stolen glances. But instead, here she was, about to marry a man she had never met before. Her parents had arranged this marriage. It was a strategic alliance, uniting two powerful families with decades of history and influence. To them, love was a luxury, duty was paramount. Isabella had argued, pleaded, even threatened to walk away, but their decision was final. And so, she found herself in the magnificent ballroom of a five-star hotel, surrounded by glittering chandeliers and well-dressed guests, ready to marry a stranger. Across the room, Raphael stood quietly, his gaze steady but unreadable. There was a calm confidence about him, the kind that didn't need loud words to command attention. His dark eyes briefly met Isabella's, and in that fleeting moment, an electric charge passed between them, unexpected and undeniable. Their first encounter was formal, almost mechanical. As the ceremony began, Raphael took Isabella's hand gently. "It's nice to meet you," he said softly, voice low but sincere. Isabella nodded, surprised at the warmth beneath his words. "Likewise," she replied, trying to steady her racing heart. The wedding vows were exchanged with practiced precision, but beneath the formalities, a quiet curiosity began to blossom. Both wondered about the life they would share, the secrets behind the stranger's calm demeanor, and whether fate had truly brought them together or if they were simply pawns in a game of legacy and power. After the ceremony, at the reception, Isabella found herself stealing glances at Raphael. He smiled once, a small, almost shy smile, when their eyes met. It was the first crack in his stoic facade. Later, when they were alone in their suite, Isabella hesitated. "Raphael, I don't know what to expect from this marriage." He looked at her intently. "Neither do I. But maybe that's a beginning, not an end." His words were simple, but they sparked a fragile hope inside her. Maybe this arranged marriage wasn't just a contract, maybe it was the start of something real. Days passed after the wedding, and Isabella began to settle into the rhythm of her new life, though a quiet restlessness lingered beneath the surface. Raphael was present, yet distant, a man who carried himself with an enigmatic calm that both intrigued and frustrated her. Their home was a grand estate nestled on the outskirts of the city, a place that whispered secrets through its high ceilings and marble floors. Isabella often wandered through the halls, feeling like a guest in a palace of mysteries rather than a bride in her own right. One evening, after dinner, Raphael excused himself abruptly, leaving Isabella alone in the study. His disappearance was nothing new, but tonight curiosity gnawed at her more fiercely than usual. As she roamed the room, her eyes caught the glint of a small key resting on the mahogany desk. It was out of place, she had never seen Raphael leave it there before. With trembling fingers, she picked it up, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. The key fit perfectly into a locked drawer she had noticed but never dared to open. Inside, she found a hidden world, stacks of confidential documents, financial reports, and photographs that painted a picture far removed from the simple life Raphael had shown her. She realized with a start that Raphael was no ordinary man. The files revealed that he was the silent force behind a vast empire of businesses, from technology startups in Silicon Valley to luxury hotels scattered across Europe. Yet, unlike the flashy billionaires she had read about, Raphael conducted his affairs in shadows, preferring discretion over spectacle. The photos were even more revealing, candid shots of Raphael meeting with world leaders, signing deals in secret boardrooms, and quietly steering the fate of industries. It was a world of immense power, influence, and danger, all concealed behind the calm exterior he wore like armor. Isabella sat back, overwhelmed. The man she had begun to care for was a titan cloaked in silence, living a double life that she had never imagined. Her mind raced with questions. Why had he kept this from her? Was it protection, or mistrust? Was she living a lie? Later that night, Raphael returned, his presence filling the room like a shadow. I saw, he said quietly, without anger or surprise. Isabella looked up, vulnerable. Why didn't you tell me? He sighed deeply, running a hand through his hair. Because this world, it's not safe. I wanted you to know me, not the Empire. But you're hiding so much. How can I be part of your life if you keep me in the dark? Raphael stepped closer, voice softening. You don't have to carry my burdens, not yet. But I promise, when the time is right, you'll know everything. Despite the confusion and the secrets, Isabella felt a strange admiration. Raphael was not just powerful, he was guarded by a code of silence, choosing solitude over fame, depth over noise. Their marriage was no longer just a union of families, it was the beginning of a journey into unknown territory, where love had to break through walls built by power and fear. Weeks slipped by, and with each passing day, the walls between Isabella and Raphael began to crumble, brick by brick. What had started as a tentative dance of polite words and careful glances transformed into something deeper, something neither of them expected in an arranged marriage. Isabella found herself drawn to Raphael in ways she couldn't explain. It wasn't just his quiet strength or the way his eyes held 1,000 unspoken stories, it was the way he listened to her, truly listened, as if her thoughts mattered more than the vast empire he ruled in silence. One rainy afternoon, the sky heavy with clouds, Isabella sat in the sunlit library, a book resting unread on her lap. Raphael entered, shaking off his coat, his usual stoic mask softened by the gentle downpour outside. May I join you? He asked, voice low but warm. Isabella smiled, patting the seat beside her. Of course. They sat in silence at first, the sound of rain tapping softly against the windowpane. Then, Raphael broke the quiet. I've been thinking about us. Isabella looked up, surprise flickering across her face. What about us? He hesitated, searching for the right words. This marriage, it was never meant to be easy. But I'm starting to believe it might be something more. Something real. Her heart skipped a beat. She had longed to hear those words but never dared hope. I feel it too, she confessed softly. Like there's a force pulling us together, stronger than reason. Raphael reached out, gently brushing a stray lock of hair behind her ear. It's like the universe conspired to bring us here. Despite everything. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the distance vanished. A magnetic pull drew them close, filling the space between with warmth and promise. Days turned into nights filled with whispered conversations and shared secrets. Raphael revealed glimpses of his past, the pressures of his legacy, the loneliness of power. Isabella shared her dreams, her fears, the girl she had been before fate intervened. Together, they discovered a language beyond words, a touch that soothed, a glance that reassured, a presence that comforted. Love, they realized, wasn't about grand gestures or perfect beginnings. It was about finding home in each other's hearts, even when the world outside was uncertain. Their bond grew stronger, weaving a tapestry of trust and affection that neither wanted to unravel. The tranquility that Isabella and Raphael had built was fragile, a delicate balance held together by trust and quiet moments stolen from a demanding world. But destiny, as always, had its own plans. One evening, as the city lights flickered below their penthouse suite, Raphael received a message that shattered the calm. A crisis at one of his international ventures demanded his immediate attention, a threat that could jeopardize everything he had worked for. Isabella watched as the man she loved transformed before her eyes. The gentle husband became a formidable leader, decisive and unyielding. Yet, beneath that strength, she sensed the weight of the burden he carried alone. Raphael, you don't have to face this by yourself, she said, taking his hand. We're partners, in everything. He looked at her, the conflict clear in his eyes. I have to protect you. This world is ruthless. But love is our greatest strength, Isabella whispered. Let me stand with you. The choice lay before them, surrender to fear and isolation, or face the unknown united. Days later, amidst boardroom battles and high-stakes negotiations, Isabella stood beside Raphael. She met his gaze with unwavering confidence, a silent promise that whatever came, they would face it together. Their united front not only diffused the crisis but also revealed the true power of their bond, a partnership forged not by arrangement, but by choice and love. In the quiet moments after the storm, Raphael held Isabella close, gratitude shining in his eyes. Thank you for choosing us, he murmured. Isabella smiled, her heart full. I always did. They had begun as strangers bound by duty, but through mystery, attraction, and choice, they had become something rare, a love story written not by fate alone, but by two souls willing to take a chance. From strangers to partners, their story is a testament to love's power to overcome any obstacle. Want to see what happens next? Subscribe for more captivating stories that will steal your heart.